Hi, my name is Steve Martilli at freedomeducation.ca, and I want to share with you today 3 secrets or insights that have come to me over the last couple years but are very powerful, I would say life-changing, if you want to shift your reality. Okay? So I'm going to share them with you. Then at the end of the video, there's going to be a link, and what I want you to do is I want you to go to that link so you can actually follow 3 practical steps to use what I'm going to be sharing. Number 1, repetition is the mother to mammoth change. Now, what do I mean by that? There are a lot of people that use subliminals, use affirmations, and they use them for maybe a day, a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they say, this doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. Here's my own experience, and I'm going to show you a specific example that really puts this to bed, okay? That repetition is the mother to mammoth change. Now, you may have heard Tony Robbins once say that, most people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 10. I'm talking about something slightly different, although that's a good distinction. I'm talking about a slightly different distinction. I'm talking about a ritual that you can do daily that's going to explode your results. Let me give you an example. So I play hockey. I'm Canadian, right? I love hockey. Hockey's amazing. Play outdoor, indoor, all of it. What I've done in the last 6 months is I started to affirm to myself, before hockey games and during the games, lots of goals today, lots of goals today, lots of goals today, silently to myself. And then I would go out, and what I noticed is I started scoring more goals. Like this year, I've been scoring way more goals than I normally do. This is something I wanted to create, right? I wanted to create more goals, so I started doing that. So that's part of it, right? Part of it is that, I use the affirmation, I've done it over and over again, and I'm scoring goals. Here's the part that I didn't expect. Now I don't even use the affirmation consciously, but I still score goals. That's subconscious programming at its best, okay? So if you want to see mammoth change, mammoth exponential growth, and you want to shift reality, don't just use an affirmation for a week or 2 weeks. Use it for months. And then watch the change. I don't even have to say the affirmation anymore. It's done. That's secret number 1 and insight number 1. That is a powerful, powerful, powerful idea. Use it, okay? And I'm going to share a process at the end so you can start. Number 2, secret number 2. Your attention is what creates your reality. Most people don't believe that's true. I would guess that 99% of people don't even believe it's true. Why they don't believe it's true? Because they think that stuff just happens to them. They're not responsible for the life they create. I get it, okay? Let me give you an example of how this is true that your attention creates your reality. Have you ever been in a meeting with other people, or you've been at a social function or with friends, and someone's like, oh my God, I have the worst back pain. It's shooting down my leg. I can't even walk. I try to take the bus to work, but I can't even do that. And they're like, it's so bad. And they're going on and on with this story about how bad their back pain is. Then the second person comes and says, well, you think you have bad back pain. You should see these splitting headaches that I get. They are so sharp and intense. And then they go on and tell you the worst version of their story. And then someone else tries to beat that. It's like this competition about who can tell the worst story, right? You've been there, I know, and it's entertaining, right? It's very entertaining. Guess what happens when you participate in that story, that conversation? You're manifesting and creating your own story about how bad that part of your life is. Stop doing that. Your attention is what creates your reality. But more importantly, your story creates your reality. How mind-bending is that? Keep telling the same story and story over and over and over again. You start manifesting it. You start seeing it happen. You start seeing your back pain's like phenomenally worse. It couldn't get worse than it is. But people still keep talking about it. Stop doing that. Create the reverse story. The reverse story is, I'm in amazing health. Does anyone want to hear that story? Not really. But as you start talking and saying that story to yourself, you don't even have to say it just to yourself. You could tell your friends. They're like, oh, how you doing? I'm feeling amazing. I'm pretty happy too. Holy, everyone's quiet. They don't know what to do. Then someone else is like, does someone else say, oh, well, you know what? My life's even better. No, people don't say that. That's why they don't talk about that stuff. So stop creating a reality or a story that's not what you want. Create something that you do want. Create an exaggerated version of how awesome your life is. Okay, that's insight number 2 or secret number 2. That's what I learned a long time ago, is that your story creates your reality. Here's number 3. This is a big one, and this took me a while to understand at a deeper level that I was actually noticing it. Nothing is as it seems. What you see is not what you get. What you believe is what you get. Okay? Another example. Let's say right now you want to start your own business. You want to start an online business. And you're thinking to yourself, you've got a lot of doubts, you've got concerns. You don't even know how to get up a blog or start it, okay? A lot of people go to how to start something. I don't think that's important. You got to just believe it, done. It's going to happen. So that's what stops people, is they don't believe they can do it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, ask yourself, if 10 is like, I absolutely know I can start an online business, and 1 is, there's no way in hell, and you're a 5, you could go decades and never start an online business because you don't believe you can do it. What's the secret to starting your own online business if that's your goal? The secret is to first figure out where you are, if you're a 5 out of 10, and then shrink the gap between where you are and where you want to go by working on your beliefs. By working on your beliefs, by going from a 5 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10 to 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, you know what happens? You start to get aligned with your goal. You start to believe you can do it. You start doing something about your dreams. That's the key, is that it's not what you see in the physical world is what you get. It's what you believe is what you get. Work on your beliefs, you'll get it. My name's Steve Martilli at freedomeducation.ca. Oh, I almost forgot. If you want to start using these secrets, if you want to start using them in your daily life, I want you to try the 7-day manifestation experiment. I got a link right below. If you're watching from YouTube, you're not going to see the link, so you got to go to my blog, go to this specific video, and then click on the link below, and then you'll be able to actually start the 7-day manifestation experiment. What I do is I give you 3 very, very clear steps on how to get started and use this information so you can start changing your life. Go do that now, okay? Check out those 3 steps and start using them this week, and then report back, comment back, tell me how things are going, okay? My name's Steve Martilli at freedomeducation.ca. Thanks for watching and listening. If you want to get more cool videos like this, make sure to subscribe to my email newsletter, and I'll talk to you very soon.